Yeah. You know.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Just B, and welcome to the Just B Show. Now, if you've been around for a while, you already know this is Talented Friends. But for the people that are unaware of what Talented Friends is, let me explain. Talented Friends is when I travel all over around the world, I meet dope people, I invite them to Las Vegas to come sit down on the Just B Show so we can talk about their talents. Because at that point, during that whole transition, they became my friend, my buddy, probably a business partner, or some kind of collaborator, you never know. But I'm always trying to network and spread positive vibes and create unity. Because that's the way it's been taught, man. That's how you can get up there and be peaceful. But today, man, we got the homie Lil Rambo, man. Shout out to AMG. Shout out to Devin at AMG, you feel me? Indeed. And everybody over there, Pace, Samson, man, keep grinding, keep doing y'all thing, man. But he came and tapped in with me now. You know, I do a version of my services that's called the pull-up. And I also do house calls. Yes. House calls with Just B. And that's what this is. We're going to have to label that as the house call with Just B,
pull up to the crib on it.
Pull up to the crib.
Pull up to the crib on it.
Pull up to the crib, make it happen, set everything up and get it popping, man. Welcome to the Just B Show,
peace,
man.
Beloved.
Yeah,
peace,
yeah.
beloved.
How you feeling today, man?
I mean, I can't call it, bro. To be honest, this is an experience. It's my first interview, so I'm just really just collecting everything and, you know, making sure that, you know, I convey my vision correctly.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
But to be honest, I'm golden, man.
Yeah. You golden, man. This is about to do that.
Yeah, man.
But now I got to tell you what it's about.
That's what's happening.
The Just B Show, man.
What's happening?
We're going to talk about self-love, unity, and progression.
Absolutely.
We're going to discuss where you come from, because I don't know where you come from. I ain't know you. I met you today.
Absolutely. This is a
You know what I'm saying? What you doing right now? And then we're going to talk about that vision. Where you plan to go.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
That's good.
But it might be more like, it's going to be like a chill combo.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm down. I'm down.
Don't be lying, because, you know, I pick up on that.
Oh, no.
In the same though, then it's a different situation.
By the way, I'm a terrible liar. I must say that I'm a terrible liar.
Yeah. But the same though I walked in, I'm gonna walk out. I'm be like,
absolutely.
You know what? This is not working out. This is just not working out, man.
Nah.
For real.
I mean, shit, we take it as we go. You feel me?
I feel it.
Like, absolutely.
I feel it.
I'm open to convo.
I feel it. Hey, but before we get into that, man, I want to get this conversation out the way. We just talked about it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I want to know, what's your take on so on social media, Instagram, Twitter, not really Twitter, because I don't really use Twitter like that, but Instagram and Facebook. I've been seeing a lot of these lists going around.
Man.
These are the top 10 artists in Vegas. Yeah. These are the top what authors in Vegas or whatever it may be, entrepreneurs. You feel me?
Yeah.
And other people on the post comment and they hot. What you mean? Where I'm at? You ain't include da-da-da-da. Man, what's your take on all that? I gotta know. Because you're an artist.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is what I can say. Granted, we're in a stage now to where recognition is definitely currency. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like being known, you know, having, I hate this word, it's a cuss word to me, but clout. Clout is currency.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand the metrics of doing it based on that, but my take on the whole who's the best of this and best of that, you know, conversation. One thing that's been lost in translation in the music industry, especially when it comes to rap and hip hop.
Right.
It's not enough putting together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not enough like really tallying your resources and pulling them together.
Right.
That doesn't happen anymore. And if it does, it's like people are tight knit, they do it and then they lock up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really just a very political thing that drives that shit, and you have to understand this is music. The music is expression. It's art. It's supposed to be free flowing. It's supposed to be fluid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't draw these borders in something that's supposed to just be so expressive. You know?
Yeah.
You know, to me, the logic of it is it's hindering.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could say it's a real hindrance to what can happen between different entities in one particular area. It's like, take the competition factor out. You have to understand all of y'all are different sides of the same coin. All of us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me speaking for myself too. So I ain't gonna, I can't exempt myself. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm speaking to my own truths as well. But it's just like you can only be the best, you know, if you really understand how a village works. You know what I'm saying? Understand how to speak to people, speak truth to power, and you have to really know how to align. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That shit's divisive. That whole list shit is divisive. It's the opposite.
Do you think list should not exist at all?
Absolutely not. It's stupid. If you're not going and getting nominated for a Grammy or some shit, or you're not getting voted on by an academy, or you're not having a population of people that don't know you personally, and they're casting votes on who's the most popular.
Right.
So be it. But that would hold more valor than just the round table of artists talking amongst themselves. It's like a dick slinging contest, man.
Right.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Pause.
You heard him.
Pause. But
Pause.
just to prove a point with it, it's like you're focused on the wrong things. You can use the same energy to try to mend that shit together. You feel me? I've seen so many different entities that could have made classic things happen. Iconic things happen. It's just you get so divisive with the who's the best conversation. I don't care about who's the best. I've never been bogged down with who's the best. Like, I have such a different type of insight on this shit,
right,
to where that part never really mattered to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've probably been left out of a lot of conversations for those lists. I don't hold it against them people. And it's like, and the people who even are on those lists shouldn't hold that against anybody. It's like these are listed people are putting together. That's one thing, but it's like you can't take none of this shit personally, bro.
Right.
You really can't.
I feel it, man. Man, y'all done heard it from Rambo, man. Lil Rambo, my bad. Is it lit?
Okay. Let me
break it down.
Now,
tell me where the name came from. Just break it down.
People know when it comes to me, it's like I done had some names, nigga. I've been fucking Jack the Ripper. When I first started rapping, my first rap name was Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
I was 14. Feel me?
Okay.
Then that evolved into J. Cruz. Then J. Cruz evolved into Flow God. That's the name I'm still pretty much known by it today.
Flow God.
Excuse me. Yeah, a lot of people that personally know me like, you gonna always be Flow God.
Okay.
But I found out about my father, biological father, Michael Seegers, RIP. His name was Rambo Loso.
Okay.
So I started doing some digging on his history and understanding who he was, and he was a painter, and that's another conversation. But long story short, I took the name from him. So it's, Little Rambo, and 300 is the block I grew up on. Like, as to see where I'm from. I'm from Inglewood, California.
Okay.
So
when you come to Vegas?
I mean, I come to Vegas, but I can never really say that I live in Vegas. I travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, say for instance, I first came out here around like 2000. I want to say like damn near like a decade ago, a decade plus. Mm-hmm. And my mom's moved out here. So once my mom moved out here, everybody followed suit. My brother moved out here, then my aunts and my cousins. And if I'm not mistaken, my aunt lived out here first. Like, then my mom moved out here with my sister, and then that started the chain of people migrating, and the transplants began. You know what I'm saying? So came here. Then I started touring. A few years into that, skipping, going back and forth to LA, coming back to Vegas, and I always find myself going to different spots. Like I can never say that I was living in Vegas. I would come for spurts, do some shows, record possibly, and then hit the road again. Start on a different escapade. So real life, bro. Like I am a street runner, brother. Like shout to Ride Wave. Like that song makes sense.
Right.
That song's very relatable.
Damn. He said, "I'm rolling. I'm out of here. Peace."
I mean, dude, it expands your palate. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's another thing that people get done. Like they get a different different perception of how this shit works when you travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I can agree with that.
Because shit that matters so much in your area, your radius, you'll get to another place and realize it doesn't mean much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you'd be like, so y'all just don't care?
You're just cracking up. You're cracking the walls around you, realizing that them like none of these same values hold true anywhere else.
Right.
You know, like even though like I love the city of Las Vegas, like the only thing I can say in terms of what can be done differently, people have to understand that when cities are made hubs for music, it comes from people working together.
Unity. Say it again.
It comes from people working together. Like,
man,
I've seen so many potentially powerful situations, like never come to be just based on just the banging of egos amongst each other. It's like, get those out of the way. It's like amazing things can get done. You know what I'm saying? I've fallen victim to it on certain occasions. You know what I'm saying? I prefer not to bring up names because that shit is like, it's a fire I don't like to start. I'm not messy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of people I've butted heads with, you know, out here on numerous of occasions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And some of it will be grounded on something that made sense. Most times it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I've been threatened. I've been sabotaged. I've been talked bad about behind. I've been backbit. You feel me? I've experienced it all with the Vegas music scene, and I persevered. Always kept good things in mouth about the city, because you can't judge an entire city based on a certain inhabitant. You know what I'm saying? So and on top of that, it's like been recording since 14, and the biggest thing I learned was don't take none of this shit personal.
At 14, so what? I mean, okay, you started recording at 14.
Yes.
But like, what made you originally get into the music? I've heard some crazy stories. I want to know yours too. I'm nosy.
Okay. As far to my understanding, it went like this, right? I was like 8. My brother had a radio to where if you take a tape, this is some real old ass nigga shit. It like a lot of millennials ain't gonna understand what I'm about to say. Just bear with me.
They're gonna be like, oh, what? What is
So
that?
look,
tape?
Yes. So dig this, right? You get a tape. You get like a little piece of cotton or something. It's like a little part of the tape that you stuff with cotton, right? You put that in the tape, and if you jimmy it just good enough, and you press like record and play at the same time, it's like a weird way you jimmy the radio, it can record you, right? So we literally took a little bullshit boom box, like no bigger than this laptop right here,
right,
and made it like a little bullshit studio. It was in my grandma's fucking bathroom, nigga, making holes. So it was fucking hilarious. Like, you could hear those songs. That shit is hilarious. But the first time hearing that shit back, bro, I knew. I was like, I want to do this again. And ever since then, every single record that I do, I always say, it's like, the next one, I want to do this again. I want to do this again. I want to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it started that. And then flash forward to, it's like 14. I was in like middle school at the time or some shit. Elementary going into middle school.
Right.
But I knew I wanted to rap. Like I was fucking obsessed with hip hop. Like, right. I'm talking like, nigga, I was listening to music older than me when I was able to discover what I wanted to listen to. I had CDs. My older brother, he kept CDs of like everybody. When I say everybody, I'm not one of these niggas that grew up listening to just West Coast music. Right. My brother had, shout out to my brother too, G Smooth. Shout out to my brother. He really actually had a lot to do with me learning about like my flow and wanting to be a part of that, because I had a whole fucking library, like how people got books to read up. I had CDs from Twista to fucking Mr. Don't Play by Project Pat, to all the 3 6 Mafias, all of the Lil Wayne mixtapes, all of the fucking Dipset mixtapes, all like, and you gotta keep in mind, like, hearing all of these different sounds, right? Of the fucking Outkast, hearing all of these different sounds, like, it did something to me earlier on, because Most artists, they didn't have that. They came up listening to a certain, like, they listened to geo-specific music.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So if they grew up in the West Coast, they listen to West Coast. They listen to nothing but Dre, Shay Shice, fucking Hitman, fucking Mailman, fucking Bishop Lamont. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I was a nigga. I listened to deep cuts. You feel me? So I always said when I started recording, I want to make nothing but deep cuts. I want to be the person where all my music is good. They're hits, but they're personable. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like they're vulnerable songs, but they're still hits.
Oh, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, because I was about to be like, what's deep cuts?
Deep cuts is like, say for instance, you listen to a person's archive and all you hear is the singles. Like say Mo3, perfect example. Rest in peace, Mo3 is one of my favorite artists from the South. You judge him by his outsides and you judge him by his everybody ain't your friend. But that he has so many deep cuts. Like he has so many records that are way better than his singles. And those are what you classify as deep cuts.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that don't get a push, but everybody knows that's the one. But it's like it won't cater to everyone. It just caters to certain people.
Right.
So they're not gonna push it on a wide spectrum, put no like real major label funding behind it. But
right.
it's still one of their greatest records type shit.
Yeah,
and every artist has them. Every artist has them.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So
Man.
it's like with that, I got to 14 years old. I was fucking doing odd jobs, washing aunties' cars and mowing neighbors' lawns. Didn't even know how to fuck to work on my lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? And then paid for my first studio session in Inglewood. Like, keep in mind, you know, not to digress, my brother, he really expanded my palette and made me want to do that. I wanted to hear myself again. You know, I wanted to take it back to that sound. It got so expensive. My brother, he worked at Walgreens. This nigga worked at Walgreens down the street from the crib.
Right.
And stole a camera out of Walgreens. He was damn near a manager at Walgreens, key holding manager at Walgreens. Stole a camera just so we can record. Because it was a camera that could record vocals, but it really wasn't bad recording for the vocals at the time. It's like 2006, 2007. And like I couldn't have been no more than 14 years old. No kids. I was a kid. And since that, I was like, nigga, I want to hear it for real. So scraped up some little paper. You know, the homie around the block, Billy. Right. He was older than me, but then he rapped too. And we pieced up on a studio session together. And we went to Birmingham Entertainment. It was like in the middle, smack dab in the middle of Inglewood, right next door to the swap meet. Okay. And it was like a one stop. But in the one stop, it was a suite that was a studio. Okay. In the one stop. So everybody know that if you real niggas know what one stops are. Right. For in layman's terms, for people who don't know poverty, you know what I'm saying? One stop is a place where you go to get jobs. So say for instance you just got off parole or some shit. Say for instance you down on your luck, you can't find no work. You go there and you put your resumes in and they'll look for jobs for you. You feel me? Gotcha. It's one of them places. But it just so happened to where downtown in Inglewood, Big Rod and fucking KB, shout out them niggas, like they had a integral part in my start in recording. Paid for a session. Went in there, recorded my first record. We did a remix to Big Things Poppin', a remix to fucking We Taking Over by DJ Khaled. And these are songs where Chi, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? This is my dog. Come here, baby. Put you on cam. It's my dog. It's Chi. Go in the room, baby. Room.
She just rolled out.
Yeah.
Come here, little dog.
Oh, the dog. Yeah. She may be fucking with you though. No, but honestly, the thing about it is, I really kind of like felt something from that first session. I heard those songs back, and one thing that I noticed from it is my voice. Right. Just hearing that shit, it's a power to being able to record something and take that with you, and you can always have it, and people are a part of that experience. And that's when I just started. I never stopped from there, bro. That first session, I just started recording from there all the way up to now. Like, it's a fact. I'm not capping. I have over 1,000 songs recorded in my life.
1,000?
1,000.
That's a lot of songs, bro.
I've been recording since 14. And it got to a point to where I was blessed to be around good people like shout out Jay Smooth, like from Inked Up. Even people like fucking Frost from Inglewood, you know, OG, like he put me in the studio. Fucking Gutter from A2I, he put me in contact with pretty much the people who would help mold me into the artist I became, and going out, you know, to introduce me to nightlife, and you know, shout out to Addicted to Ink for real. You know what I'm saying? That was a real foundation for me as well, and that's where I got a lot of places to hone my craft and learn how to mix and record my own music, and I have to pay for studio time.
Yeah.
So I curated. I was able to create a sound. I really had that advantage, I would say. And,
so if you had to describe your sound, if you had to give it a description, what would you describe your sound as? Make them understand.
Chi Room. Yeah. Her story is hilarious. Nigga. She followed me home one day and never left. Nigga. She been for like 9 years. No, but honestly, it's kind of hard to describe what my sound is, bro, because I started as when I really broke into the industry, I started as a writer.
Okay. So
you go into that shit as a chameleon.
Yeah.
Sonically, like I can make songs according to what's needed. I make songs to you know, to fill a need, to solve a problem, to fulfill a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as that was happening, I was finding time to curate what my sound is, and then now it's like I could say it's something more Kendrick based than Drake based, but it is polished. It's extremely polished music. It's music from a person who's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? It's music from a person who doesn't really know it all, but has learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done a lot, you know, more than most. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to really taking leaps of faith with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I already jumped off the porch at 14. You feel me?
Yeah.
I was working with Curtis Young, Dr. Dre's son. I wrote for his writing in his writing camp.
Okay.
For like a year. I lived in Hollywood, left at like 15, 16.
You out.
I mean, it was cool.
Out.
It was, but look, this is things like, and it's something that it's crazy I can talk about it now, but I never had a platform to speak on it. Like Curtis Young is a person that had taught me so much about the music industry, but he also taught me how slimy it can be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I started learning about investors, and I started learning about rollouts, and I started learning about mastering and people loaning you equipment, and people being investors, and them wanting to get returns at certain times, and deadlines not being met, and people kind of strong arming, and I learned how ugly Hollywood could really be. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I have that advantage as well. It's like I consider a lot of shit that people deal with in this era of rap very fickle.
Right.
In those times, it's like they weren't talking about that type of shit. They weren't worried about the shit that people are worried about. They didn't have social media. They didn't have YouTube. They didn't have streaming. They did shit the way they had to do shit. They sold records. They sold hard copied records.
They did. Hustle.
Hard ticket sales for shows.
Hustle.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no virtual concerts. Everything is different now. So over the last 15 years, it's literally been like a paradigm shift in a sense. You know, speaking metaphorically, of course, about the condition of the of the game. And don't get me wrong, it presented a platform for us to be our own CEOs and for us to forge our own paths. But it's like a gift and a curse, because the curse is it's funny. I could draw a reference to the movie The Incredibles.
Okay.
You know, Pixar always got some real like heavy
to the
ass
animated
shit.
One?
Yeah, Pixar always got some real heavily laden shit, right? Yeah. No, but to be honest, the villain in that movie, the villain in The Incredibles, he had a statement that really stuck to me. It's like, even though he was the villain, he said, "If everyone is super, then no one will be." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like that's a way to explain. It's a cool analogy for the state of rap right now, because everyone has their platform to be great. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'll never take that away from the way that the game is conditioned now. But at the same time, it's opened the door to oversaturation. So it went from chosen by labels and really pushed and marketed in a sense chosen, to people can choose they can bet on themselves. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, we all fucking know everybody doesn't have no business being no rapper, being no singer, and it opens up lanes for them. So it's like you have to get through 50 to 100 subpar artists to get to the artist that really should have that listener. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's definitely made it harder. It's made it easier and harder at the same time. It's the best. It's like a paradoxical ass situation with that.
Yeah.
It really is.
I feel you. Man, so besides being a philosopher, a therapist, a motivational speaker, a dope ass artist.
Appreciate you.
You know what I mean? What else do you do? You told me, but you got
to be honest, disclaimer, most of the shit that I learned was just from a place of I got tired of waiting for it to be done for me. I learned how to do graphic design. I've learned videography. I've learned website building. I've learned video treatment creation. I can direct music videos. I can edit videos. I can shoot short films. I have a whole screenwriting team on hand to present certain films that I'm coming up with now. They're in development, but I don't want to speak on it because I done signed NDAs for some of them. But they are in development in real life.
Right.
But really my main thing is just understanding the backhand of everything. I'm just a person that really likes to facilitate shit behind the scenes, man. Just because I like the way it feels to be in control of something, to see it really come into fruition and be a part of that. I always had a thirst to be an artist. And then once the artist phase came and passed and I understood what that came with, I wanted more. You always have a hunger for more. You always say, all right, you understand and people respect you for that, but now I want a business. Now I want to have either a clothing line or now I want to start some type of branding agency. Like I started a social media management company with my role manager, Lance Rice or Meyer Lansky, and I don't know, man. It's like it made the music something more of a vehicle. You know what I'm saying for that.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been a part of some bigger projects as far as everything else. I can honestly say I've made more money on my other ventures than I ever made on music.
Right.
To be honest, I made $10,000 capital in 2019 off of graphics.
I mean, you can't go. I mean,
no investors, just out the trunk. I calculated them. So that's just to show that you learn to diversify your talents. You know,
right?
You can't just be good at just one thing. Nobody is just good at just one thing. Every human is very complex, and you know, and what they're capable of. So
right.
I just try to learn. You know, but one of the things I can explain it as a jack of all trades, master of none. You know. Mm-hmm. But mainly, I'm a whole fucking branding agency. Shit, I'm a whole walk and roll out. You feel me?
The whole thing.
Not to mention, videographer. I can do music videos. I shot a video with Peso of the Sauce Factory. Shout out Sauce Walker and all of them. And yeah, man. Of course, you know I do music.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, in the midst of doing all these things, bro. Mm-hmm. How do you take care of yourself, man? Self-love is number one. Because if you ain't good, you ain't shit. Oh, man,
we can get into it. This is the conversation. Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
This is the thing. This is the thing with me, man. I am a huge improvement of who I once was. Okay. When I was younger, I was off the porch, man. I jumped off the porch. I left my mom's house at like 14, 15. Mm-hmm. And the streets did everything else. The streets did the job. That the streets taught me everything else that I was not at home to learn from my mom. She nurtured me up to that point, so I did understand love. I understand having that love and respect for a woman and adoring what they give to the world, which is life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the streets give you a certain type of mentality that prepares you for any difficult task.
Right.
It's like, it's really boot camp. It's gladiator school. You know what I'm saying? Some people call that jail, but you know, you can really just attribute that to coming up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? In impoverished communities, low-income communities, you're forced to have a condition of, I either got to get out or I have to make the best of what I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I learned late about self-love, because when you're moving, you know, you're doing shit. So I have my past. I sold drugs and shit, you know, statute of limitations, all that shit. I did it a long time ago.
It's okay, bro.
You feel me? But
We
it's
live
like,
and we learn. We heal through the burns.
No, but exactly. That was cool. No, but to be honest, I learned that you cannot find that type of energy in another person. You have to first, like, really submit to yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to really buckle down and talk to yourself. You feel me? Have conversations. Get to know what makes you tick. Get to know what you should allow around you. And I didn't do that for a very long time.
Right.
I allowed all of the wrong energies around me, and it fucked with my energy so much.
We all did,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
We all did.
Yeah, definitely. And it came to a point, I think I was like in my early 20s, and I was like, nah, I gotta change the way I move. I gotta change who I allow around me. And
Right.
this is definitely something I gotta kick. This is not self-love, by the way. Don't look at this like it's a cool thing. We're talking about self-love, keep yourself up. But yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Fuck y'all. No, but honestly, no, to be honest,
I'm weak.
no, to keep it G with you though, I've always looked at it like it was corny when I was younger. Because, you know, mental health is not a thing you touch on coming up in the streets. Like,
Yeah.
now it's a thing where it's like, it's cool to care now. It wasn't like that always. You were soft. You feel me?
That's why I said. That's why when I described
That
it
shit,
to
by the way, all of the people that advocate for that was a very damaging way to raise us. It made us very fucking hard, and we didn't need to be. It made us like damn near inhumane. You know what I'm saying? It comes with life to be that way. You have to be able to express yourself. If it wasn't for music, I'm afraid of who I may have become.
Yeah.
Because music allowed me a conduit. It allowed me a place to release that shit.
Right.
That's mainly the reason why these things happen, why people turn to the depths of the street, like gangs and, you know, I'm affiliated, so I'll never denounce some gangs and people who do what they have to, because in certain cases, people don't understand that those gangs are those people's family. People that they know, that they grew up with since legit, since like elementary school, since fucking chocolate milk with the pouch that you poke with the straw. Like,
Right.
I'm 90s baby, you feel me? Like, it's like I understand that. Certain people didn't have a choice with that. But this before it was sensationalized. Granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's like I went from doing what everybody else did. You eat how a nigga eat, you move how a nigga move, you partake in what a nigga take in. Or partake in. So I say around like 27. I'm 29 now, so for the last 2 years, I kind of changed my diet. So now I went from eating all throughout the day to where I'll eat once a day, anytime after 12 noon. You know what I'm saying? I don't really eat dark meats. I eat a lot of light meat, seafood. You know what I'm saying? I don't really essentially believe that a person cannot be diseased. Disease exists amongst everybody, but the key is to starve its onset. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it's all about what you eat. So if, you know, I've chosen not to overfill my body, and it's like some days I won't eat, some days I fast. I smoke a lot of fucking weed. Don't get me wrong. That's something that is from the earth. It can never be terrible. It's like if God made it, it's good. You feel me? Like, nobody can ever tell me that's a bad thing. If you can grow it, my nigga, like somebody didn't invent weed, bro. It was here. So it's just I do things that reward my body now. Like when I was younger, I woke up. It was terrible. Like I had terrible habits. Like I would wake up, walk to the liquor store, buy 2 tall cans. Nigga, this would be like 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning. I can admit it now. And just start knocking them back. Drinking all day. Knock them 2 back, go get 2 more. Knock them 2 back, go get 2 more. Next thing you know, I'm like 6 tall boys in. Nigga, I'm knocked the fuck out. It's only 5, nigga. You get me?
Right.
So I switched that out to where now I'm balanced. Wake up every morning around 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Meditate. I've learned to meditate. I've learned how important it is to be one with yourself, to take that time before you interact with the world, before you pick your phone up, to just be, to just wake up and understand.
Say that again.
You got to take time away from the world and just be.
And just be?
Yeah, just be. You feel me? Like, no pun intended, dead ass. No pun intended at all. But it's a real thing, man. It took me to get in contact with that, to get in contact with who I am. Because most of the time you spend, especially as artists, you spend all of that time trying to relate to everybody else. You want to be personable to everybody else. What pleases them? Your life is no longer your own in that aspect. Mm-hmm. But I've learned to, I wouldn't necessarily say put myself first, but to really hone in on that personal growth. You can only grow if you're in tune, you know? So I take all of that time to be in tune. That's before the world wakes up, before the noise, everybody else is asleep. And I can just really tap into who I need to, you know, tap into me.
Right.
You know, and that's just a testament of how much I can say I've grown, because I can say I started like everyone else. You know, all you know is poverty. So it's like, nigga, I got to just figure out how to fix it. How to not be broke. How to not be broke. I got to figure out how to fix it. I need money. I need money. So you never put yourself as a priority. You never put your mental health into play. You never think about this. This is something it never crosses your mind. Mm-hmm. So I can honestly say, once I started learning that, that's when self-love became an actual thing. This is a new thing. Self-love is a new thing for me. And
man, well, I'm happy you got it. I'm proud of you, man.
It's a work in progress, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a work in progress, because it comes with everything. It's not just a feeling. You have to treat yourself well. You have to do well to your body. You have to drink the right things. You have to eat the right things. You have to, you know, make the right decisions. Make decisions you can be proud of. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That became a thing. And you're living with this rap shit, like, in the thick of it, before COVID, before all of this shit. Like, these are days I'll never forget. And I was on tour with Curtis. You know, tour with Curtis Young. Yeah. Shout out to Curtis Young. We wake up. Nigga, bottles on either on the bus or at the B&B or wherever we were at the time. Nigga, we drinking. Everywhere we going, niggas just handing us pounds. We doing dispensary tours, so we going to a dispensary every fucking 2-3 dispensaries in a day sometimes. Everywhere we go, they handing us free goodie bags. Some of them got. Last place we went to, the last stop on the tour, they gave us an entire pound of some of the dankest weed I've ever like experienced. I couldn't even take it. This is a tour story. It's a funny ass tour story. No, because we had to fly.
Oh shit.
Fuck,
you should have drove.
Nigga, that's a case. Yeah, you feel me?
Sure.
But no, I don't get me wrong. And Curtis will tell you this shit. I literally sat there and begged this nigga, like, just get a bus. You can't have him just take us on the bus. You can't have somebody drive up to Portland and then come get us and we drive back down. We need to take this shit. We can bubble. He was like, bro, we're doing this music thing. He's like, you feel me? Like, right. Cause like, look, I understand, but we're on tour, bro. Right. So this ain't that. You know, it's like, I get it. But this is funny. It was we went to one stop and it was one of these dudes that came and it's crazy. He seemed like he was kind of plotting on niggas. Like he kept looking like he was looking for somebody, but he kept looking at us. So my street nigga sense kicked in. I stopped being the artist. This time I was his writer, but I was also his hype man. Right. So every time he did a show or he performed, I was on the stage and like hyping him up and shit. But they didn't know I was ready to pin. You feel me? Right. So we get to that shit, and it's just a little hole in the wall dispensary. And then he walks up and he's like, hey, it's whoop whoop whoop. We had a whole security detail of like 4 big ass dudes in black suits and shit that was with us. We got a big little new Suburban that we were getting driven in. We had a detail of like 2 cars behind us. Right. And turns out he was one of the guards on detail's son. Okay. So I met him. I'm thinking the whole time, this nigga's a op. Turns out he one of the coolest niggas I met on the tour. You feel me? Like, nigga, we smoked and shit. So at the end of it all, I end up selling bro the P. Okay. Everybody else didn't want to touch it. Bro was like, hey, he keep calling. He's asking if he was gonna do anything. Can you get it to him? Like, hey, nigga, give me his number. So I sold this nigga, bro. My last day of my first tour, I sold a pound of weed.
Nice.
It's not nothing to be proud of. It's not. It's just crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's like, but it's just. I say that to say it's like, you wake up to access to everything that you could think of as far as like drinks. Everywhere you go, they have a whole little situation set up for you. 9 times out of 10, that includes alcohol. You feel me? Junk food, fucking processed food. Like, bro, I try not to eat processed foods as much as possible. I dabble. My guilty pleasure is hot fries. I eat the fuck out some hot fries. You feel me? No kid, the Chesters. Right. But honestly, man, all in all, that really changes everything. You know what I'm saying? I learned self-love really like relies on what you consume. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's really what helped me the most, man. That's what helped me the most.
I feel it, man. Now, unity. We definitely said, man, we got to bring unity. If everybody get united, we can rise.
Man.
You feel me? It has people we
it's
rise.
It's a lost art.
It has to be, you feel me?
It's a lost art.
So what are you doing within yourself, your family, your brand, just your whole organization to bring unity?
To be honest, it's something that I've always thought about. I have not put forth many efforts as far as to do something that widespread. I do, however, have an idea to start a yearly drive where we're able to come in and do donations, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a formula that's always been followed. Everybody and their mama's done it, but I want to do something in particular for, you know, for my people. That's something that I always wanted to do, is give back, but it's like building a brand is different because you have to start from grassroots. It starts with, at first, you know, you're searching for an audience, someone to even understand. It's like, you can always say that you're going to put forth some shit. I do it every day, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of nigga, it's like, I done got some food or some shit, see somebody, they hungry, like, are they homeless or some shit, I pass them that plate. For me, I'll take a couple bites, like, here. Feel me, I can live without that. Or, you feel me?
Right.
Or that can extend to, say, for instance, somebody doesn't know how to do graphics or some shit, so it's like, say, I'll do graphic for somebody for free. You feel me? Like, here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I've done that before. It's like, it's certain ways to be charitable, you know, and to really give back. It comes in so many different facets. My whole shit is, I'm a real nigga about it. I don't have no millions of dollars for no turkey giveaways and shit like that. That takes a village, you know what I'm saying? Right. But then with unity, that takes so many people banding together. Like, my whole aspect on that is, if we pool resources, we can do insurmountable things, man. We can have an insurmountable impact on these kids, on how we're viewed in the media, how we're viewed, you know, by industry. It'll change that reality for us. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lost art. That's the best thing I can say, is unity is a lost art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It number one, it's a hard sell. Should never have been a hard sell to be like, or if you work together, nigga, I ain't trying to work with you, nigga. I got everything that I want. Yeah. I ain't trying. Nigga, I'm a boss. I know. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
As am I. You feel me? As am I.
Right. Right.
But we can pool resources. We ain't about to play pool with you. It gets that stupid. I'm trying to tell you. It gets that stupid. No, but honestly, at some point when it comes to music, when it comes to everything, man, that's a long conversation. We got detached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We at one point were some of the most bonded people, spiritually, fucking geologically. We always just did better amongst our own. And you flash forward to these new days, this era we're in, and we fucking hate each other.
For real.
We fucking hate each other. Don't y'all try to lie about it and say, oh, I love my... Nah. I may not even be talking about you in particular, but as a people, as a whole, we fucking hate each other. It's all divisive. It's all I don't trust this nigga. Or and to be honest, like and quiet is kept. We live in an era where for the most part you can't. This is true.
Facts.
For the most part you really can't, my nigga. Like you can't trust everybody. But it starts with one person. Like you have to give it a domino effectish point of view.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Snowball effectish point of view. And I could say it breaks my heart, but it's like shit. It's just a sign of the times, because the world as a whole, like, it makes you have to be on some nigga, whoa.
Right.
You feel me? So I can't blame nobody for being standoffish. I really can't.
I gotta survive.
You gotta figure it out. But, you know, at the same time, so much can get done if you just, like, learn to work together. Like, one person somebody always knows something you don't know, and vice versa.
Facts.
Perfect example. I went to jail one time. I went to jail. It's a terrible way to start a story. But bear with me. Bear with me. I went to jail one time.
That's definitely gonna be a highlight clip.
No, on God. Went to jail one time, right? So, get in there, little bullshit ass little fight, nigga. Took nigga in, spent like 4 days in that shit. Second day, it was so bad, nigga, I was in like a little plastic, they gave me a little plastic cot because the jail was crowded and shit. Mm-hmm. So I lay in a little plastic cot, no blanket, nigga, I was filling my little suit over my head and shit. Nigga was like, hey man, hey, come get on the bed, bro. I ain't even know that you're supposed to get to bed. Come get to bed, bro. Nigga, let me get in the bed. You feel me? Turns out this nigga was like, I don't know how I'm gonna call my girl. I was like, you know you can always just have your mama call your girl on three-way. He was like, what's a three-way?
He probably been there.
Can't make this shit up. So I taught him how to do the three-way. Nigga went downstairs. It was open. Like, red room was open and shit. So he went down, got on the phone. Came back up, that nigga was happy than a bitch. He got to talk to his girl. He was like, hey man, you drink coffee, man? What you drink? You drink coffee, right? I'm like, yeah, I drink coffee. He's like, hey man, here goes some coffee. Nigga gave me like 3 cups of coffee. Like, coffee is currency in the county jail, bro.
Right.
If you can get your hands on some motherfucking coffee, you set. At least, it's just one of them little small comforts that just kind of even is a little inkling that you're not in jail.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And it's not accessible to everybody, but it is a very common commodity in jail. You know, and people bargain with that. Like, nigga, in jail, it's not the same. Niggas ain't sitting here bargaining, like, in the outside world like they bargaining in jail. Nigga, we trading salt and pepper packets, and we're right. Trading fucking sandwiches, nigga. Toilet paper rolls, nigga. Pencils, nigga. Pieces of paper, nigga. I need another piece of paper to finish writing this letter to my mama, nigga. Trade you what you want, bro. I give you a suit for another piece of paper. Like, shit gets real in there. So me teaching him how to do a fucking three-way, he gave me 3 cups of coffee. I needed coffee, bro. I had a terrible when I was like, I woke up in fucking jail. Not to mention I had just stepped on glass that was still stuck in the bottom of my foot. Nobody else knew that. So I'm struggling just with that. You feel me? Alone. And on top of that, I'm in jail, nigga. I'm like, you fucking shot. You ever had to take a shit in jail? Like, let's keep it G. Let's keep that shit G one time, bro. And shout out to my mama, my nigga. Like, you gotta keep in mind, like, my mama, she did like she did 3 years in the pen, bro.
Oh man.
You feel me? So I came like doing that little stint. Like, I did like a shitload of time in jail, but I did enough time in jail to experience jail.
Right.
And one thing that you learn in there is knowledge is a motherfucker, man. Knowledge is about the most powerful thing on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the beauty of being free and being able to really express that and unify with people, because you can share that with people. You can share that. That's a power you can share. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can really like put together something great with people based on this person doing something, that person doing something. Right. But it's that divide. Like, you got to get rid of that divide. That's the only thing that's missing. It's like, it's hard to speak to power, what it would take to change that condition that and we're all victim to it. We always be on some, oh no, we the shit, our team the shit. Like, you feel me? I'll be like, nigga, AMG baby, I AMG the baby to fuck out somebody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But to be honest, it's like, you have to be willing to be inclusive, man. This is how you achieve great things. This is how you put together amazing teams. You have to be inclusive. This is something that people don't understand. Being inclusive is the key to success. Be willing to work with other people. Be willing to learn from other people. Be willing to accept their opinion, even if it's about you. Understand the difference between constructive criticism and the nigga just hating.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, it's really the latter. It's constructive criticism.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So look, man, as far as your music, man, what you got going on right now with the music?
I have an album out now called What They Made Me. So
What They Made Me.
Yeah. And it's more so like I want to say more so like an EP or playlist rather. And it's a lot of the music that I did on the road. Like for the last year and a half, I was actually it's funny. I recorded those songs in between Atlanta and Memphis.
Okay.
So I'm an Inglewood nigga, right? From Cali. A lot of people's like, what the fuck you doing? Everybody that I met in Atlanta was like, what the fuck you doing here? You from Cali? We trying to get to Cali. What the fuck you doing? I'm like, they don't understand. And nobody really gets that. When you from Cali, when you from LA, everybody looks at you crazy when you want to be somewhere else. Bro, when you're from Cali, you understand, bro, I want to see other shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the South. I want to go to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? I want to go up north. I want to see how everything looks. I want to go to Detroit. I want to go to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I want to see different places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really found my heart in the South, bro. Like, it's something about Atlanta, bro. I love Atlanta, man.
Atlanta is dope.
Atlanta is just an amazing place, like, for the music and to be able to work with people, and they really understand, you know, unity and shit. They're really willing to really work with you. They see that your head on right, and that's where I really got most of what they made me done, like, with. Like, I had that energy intact with it. So a lot of the music sounds very complete. You know what I'm saying? It sounds very well polished. A couple of the records on there, Nobody, Ambitions. That was mixed by Marka. Shout to Marka. He's done engineering for Trey songs. Right. I did a chunk of most of the Atlanta records that I did were in Billboard Studios. That's a studio that's owned by T.I.'s team from Hustle Gang or Grand Hustle.
That's dope.
And believe it or not, that's usually a studio that's actually booked out. So I was able to get some wiggle room, booked a cool little session. Usually, like, niggas book that shit out month to month. Damn. So it was real, like, it was serendipitous for me to get that time.
Right. That's dope.
And Memphis, that was when I had my own little lab, and you know, I teamed up with some folks that I knew out there, and we, you know, they got some equipment, and I, you know, put some extra little software on that shit to give it extra, you know, boosting it in its quality sound. Right. Quality of sound, and that's how I really laced it. It's like it came out.
Dope. So what's your ultimate vision, though, man? The short version. Short version.
Oh yeah, oh God.
Like, where you see this going, bro?
Music is just the beginning, man. It's usually just the beginning. It's a start to everything else. I see myself doing more. You know, I feel like I feel like I shouldn't be confined to just being a rapper. Right. Got way more ideals, man. Way more ideals than just, you know, just being confined to a rapper. Right.
I feel it, man. Yeah. I definitely feel it. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, you are very versatile, bro. You talk very, very well. I appreciate it. I know y'all enjoy listening to him. I did. I'm going to come talk to you all the time now. Like, let me get some free. Let me learn how to say this. Yeah, yeah, that's how you say it? Cool. I'm about to go steal that. I'm about to go steal that.
Hey, man. I'm just a victim of circumstance, I'll say. Sure.
Now, if the people wanted to follow you, which I'm sure they do, bro, where could they even follow you at?
On Instagram, you can follow me at Trilla House CEO. Trilla House is my company, by the way. TRILLAHAUS_CEO. And Twitter, I don't really fuck with Twitter, man. I'm working on that. That's a work in progress. Instagram is probably where you're going to come across me most. Facebook is what I'm on the most. You can find me there at Paris Jackson, PARISH. Yeah. Jackson, like Michael. You feel
Yeah.
me? You can find my music on pretty much all streaming platforms. You can either search Lil Rambo 300, LILRAMBO, the number 300, or RAMBO 3HUNNID, Rambo 300.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow my boy. Go check him out. Like he said, on all streaming platforms. Go listen to all his music, man. Now I got something to say.
All right.
I'm super proud of you, like I told you before, man.
I love
brother
it.
to brother.
Love it.
Keep going, bro, because you never know who you motivating.
Man.
You never know who you inspiring.
That's the
and
coldest
sometimes they silent when they do it.
Right, man.
Yeah, they want them to tell you.
Yeah.
So for that sake and for yourself, you gotta keep going. And if you ever quit, nigga, I know where you live.
God damn.
I'm gonna come knock on the door.
You hear this shit?
I'm gonna be like,
Hey, something happened to me. It's
Rambo.
him. He did it.
Rambo, get your ass up, play. Get up out of here. Let's go.
I ain't motivated.
Yeah, let's do something, man. But before we get up out of here, man, I gotta ask you one last question, man.
For sure.
You know, we smiled, we laughed. Now we gotta motivate the masses, man. If you have one piece of advice to give to everybody in the world, or just a few, it's up to you. What would that piece of advice be?
Find your why. Find your why. It's like, I learned that early on. Everybody is driven by something, motivated by something. At some point, even you're gonna ask yourself, like, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I in this situation? Why am I drawn to doing something, you know, in particular, you know, of all things that I can be involved in? If you find your why, you stick to that. You know what I'm saying? You hold those values true to you know, and you hold them close to you, and you never let yourself just float. Never just float, man. Like, always keep yourself anchored. Always keep yourself grounded in what your truths are and what you believe in and what you want to accomplish, and don't compromise that.
Yeah, man. But, man, again, thanks for tapping in with your boy, man. I really appreciate you being here. Again, shout out to AMG and everybody there. Shout out to Devin, man. And you already know my 3 pieces of advice. And they go a little something like this. I need you to smile, laugh, and definitely motivate. Inspire 1, 2 inspire raw. And last but not least, drop it.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Just B, and welcome to the Just B world, where all we do is focus on positivity, being better than yesterday, and loving yourself. And here's the anthem. Let's get it.
They love it.
And yo, do me a favor and just be the best version of your goddamn self. And make sure y'all check out my album coming out. Not my album, but my song, Smile, Laugh, Motivate. It's the anthem for the show. I love y'all.